Hello. Hey guys, good afternoon again and welcome back. Am I audible? Is my screen visible?
Yes,
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 sir.
sir.
Yes,
Good afternoon.
Okay, very good. So, any questions before we start?
Yeah, hi, Mr. This is Mangesh.
Okay.
Uh, uh, when we log in, Zoom meeting password is asking. So it is the same password for all session, or it is different password?
Okay. One second. Let me check because even I am not sure.
Okay, okay, sure, sure. Because I got this passcode in our portal. So,
Did you try with the same password of your LMS portal there in the Zoom?
yes, this is different password. My LMS and Zoom meeting.
Who gave you Zoom password?
Zoom password I got in Radical portal.
Which
In
is that LMS portal, correct?
Yes, 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 yeah, right.
Correct. So then we'll have to use the password from there only.
Okay, okay, sure, okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, so let me tell you that if you guys have any issues around LMS, you will not have it. I'm just telling you, problem means any issues or any doubts which you're not able to understand. Kindly connect with your counselors immediately. They will arrange a session for you so that you can understand the portal. Okay, is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay, so let's start with the session and let's first discuss about the LMS portal itself. Now, this is the portal, how it looks like. For me, the UI would be a little different. For you guys, it will be different because I am the instructor and you guys will be joining as a learner. Okay. So you have light chat room here. Okay. If you click on that, you will be able to chat here with me. Okay. Other than that, I'll tell you, we will not use this much. We will use our Zoom chat. Okay. The one which we are doing it right now. That is more handy because we have the control of the Zoom over the call. That is first thing. Okay. Second thing is discuss your doubts. This is also one of the places where we can discuss our doubts. During the class, you can discuss it over here or on the Zoom. Okay. In the weekdays, if you guys have any issues, you can log into this portal and you can put your questions here, discuss your doubts. Okay. So that I will be able to know that you guys have any questions or something. Okay. Live sessions. So this is the live session. From here only you would have joined. So this is already you know. And in your window, please let me know if you guys see something called as an attendance. Do you see that?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. Let me ask them if we have something called attendance. Otherwise, how will I come to know how many people have joined, right? So let's see. All right, fine. Coming back to our objective. So one quick question, is everyone coming from uh, the same background which we discussed in the demo? Or the question should be, Is everyone have attended the demo before and have joined today? Is it the correct understanding?
Yes, sir, we are taking demo session.
Actually, sir, this is Vishal here. So I was not in the online session, but I heard the recording.
That should be fine. At least you have seen the recording, correct?
Yes, yes.
Do we have anybody in the session who has not attended the demo yet?
Hello, sir. Kushagra this side.
Yes.
I have got the recording, but I have not seen it yet since I was traveling. I just reached my base location, that's Pune, and will be looking to recording today.
So if you have not looked at the recording, you did the registration without looking at that?
Yes, sir. I just looked at the course and the walk around which I have got from Kajal map.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine. That should be fine.
Yes, sir.
So yeah. Anybody else who is not who has not at all attended the demo, who has no idea about what's going on? Nobody, right? Okay, correct. So that should be the proper understanding, because we take the demos first, we put the expectations clear, and then we jump onto the batch. So today we are starting the batch. Okay. This is the Radical DevOps and Cloud Syllabus batch. Okay. Basically, this is not only DevOps, this is the combination of a lot of things as we have discussed. So I hope you guys already know the course content. And this course content is also mentioned on the live session, which means the LMS portal. So you can go and just check this out. See, all these things are your course content. Okay. So, well, this can be updated later. So I will update this as per my availability. Meanwhile, you guys can, follow this page. I'm posting this on your control panel chat also. Since you guys have now joined, you have to follow this. Okay. So we know all these things we have already discussed in the demo. So I'm not going to repeat it, but let's set the expectations. Okay. The expectation is that we all are going to work on cloud and DevOps. Okay. To learn cloud and DevOps, the prerequisites is to know the basics of Linux and Windows operating system, which is a server version, not the one which we use at our home. That is a different, that's a client version. It's a uh, home version. You can say that. Okay. Now, to learn Linux and Windows operating system, I will have to create a machine for that. Correct. Because I don't have Linux and Windows at one place. Okay. My laptop where you guys have connected to, which means to the session, maybe is from the phone or maybe is from the laptop or the desktop. Correct. Now I cannot practice or you cannot practice on that same laptop or a desktop, because your operating system will serve you only one at one time, either Windows or either Linux. So if you're joining the session from Windows, how can you work on Linux? Correct. So there are a lot of challenges. These are known as the hardware challenges. To overcome these challenges, this technology has come into existence, cloud platforms. And this is how we are going to use the charm of this technology to understand that why this technology is emerging so fast and why we need this. Okay. So what we do is we very first create a free AWS account. Okay. And once we have created that account, you guys will also do the same thing. I'm going to repeat. I'm going to show you on screen. Things will get recorded. Later, once the sessions are completed, you can again log into the portal and look at the recordings and then practice. Okay. This will be the correct practice, how it should happen. You will not practice anything when I am teaching you, because you cannot do that multitasking. Nobody can. That you are listening to somebody, you're doing the same thing, and you're also looking at his screen. Can these things be done together? No. So when I teach, you guys will look, concentrate, understand the logic, and memorize it. Memorize it means understand it. Don't memorize anything. This is not school syllabus that we need to mug up the session. No, just understand. Immediately, if you have any question, ask me. If you want to ask me questions on the Zoom control panel, you can do that. Okay. But use only one chat at one time. Do not put your questions on that LMS portal then, because we will not reshuffle every time, right? Put it on the Zoom. That is more handy, at least during the session. Okay. Later after the session, in the weekdays when the batch is not online, you can put it on the discuss the topic. There is a tab. You can put it your questions over there. Okay. Once we have completed this particular part, then we will start with Linux and Windows. We'll create virtual machines. I'll teach you how to, then automatically things will start. Here, how to create the IAM, VPC, networking, and storage, everything. All these things will get started. So then accordingly, we will start with cloud platform, and simultaneously in parallel, we will start with DevOps, because we are not going to learn like a school syllabus. Like first we complete this, then we go on to Linux, and then to networking, and then to DevOps. No, we are going to learn as per our industry standards. Let's say right now I need only one VM to learn Linux, correct? So we create Linux, and then we learn everything about that. Then later we do Windows, we learn everything about that, and then that is done. Then we move on to another topic. Okay. Once that topic is done, let's say VPC, we will then actually start with the DevOps, because whatever I require to start the DevOps is now I have already learned. So this will be the pace. Okay. And then when things will come accordingly, we will learn Ansible, Terraform, Kubernetes, Jenkins. And this is the way we are going to complete the syllabus. Okay. So one at one time is not something which we can achieve well in DevOps. It should be a combination of everything. So let's start. Initial question to you guys. How many of you have free AWS accounts?
I have, sir.
Okay.
Yes, I have also.
Okay. Fine. So then even if you guys have a free AWS account, you guys will have to create a new account. Okay.
Okay, sir.
All right. So there could be many people who does not have AWS account, or who doesn't know what AWS is. Okay. So let's understand this. AWS cloud platform is a cloud computing platform which is offered by Amazon Web Services. We know Amazon very well because it's on everybody's phone. Amazon.com. That is the shopping cart. Okay, so these people have invented this web services. Okay, and it's one of the largest cloud platforms in the world. Same like Google Cloud and Azure Cloud. We have chosen AWS because this is one of the most versatile cloud platforms, better than GCP and Azure. That is anytime true, very easy to manage. And this guy gives you a free account for 1 year, which means there are few resources like virtual machines and VPCs and other few things that you can use for free, which means you will not be charged. So that is the reason we have chosen AWS in the beginning, because initially if you start being charged, you guys will you learn, or you will pay your charges. That's a very painful job to do. So that is why we have chosen AWS. Now you can create multiple accounts on AWS with your new email addresses. So what I do is, you see this, I create a new email ID every time I start a batch. Okay, and that's what I'm going to do now. So what I will do, I will show you from the scratch. Let's create a new email ID, and with the help of new email ID, let's create a AWS account. Okay, and once the AWS account is created, I will log into that and show you the dashboard, so that you guys can do all these things today and be ready, so that next week when we start on Saturday, we will start from directly from the AWS cloud, creating VMs and VPCs. So then we will start as per the flow. Make sense, everyone? Clear till here?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So let me create an account. Okay. So you guys already know how to create a Gmail account, but then also I'm doing it because I don't have any other option. I'll have to create an email first and then the AWS account. Okay. So radical November, no, January 2023 weekend. Okay. So at least we have created our email account. Okay. And one more thing I'd like to show you, you have new Chrome profiles created. Okay. So if you want, you can create this profile. This will help you to manage all the profile. You can log in multiple user accounts. See this, I have all my batches created here. So it's like that. Okay. So you can immediately switch on to this one. Now here you will type in AWS sign up because you're doing it for the first time, right? So AWS sign up free. Very first link, the very first page, you will click and then you'll click on create a free account. Okay. Click here. You can read all these things. Okay. What's mentioned on the page. Don't just click. I am clicking is because I am showing it to you. You guys will have to start learning this thing now, that whenever you go to a link which I am providing you, please read everything. That is going to increase your knowledge. Okay. Root user email ID. So the new email ID which I have just created. What is that? This one. Let me also create a okay. So root email address, account name, Radical January 2023. Verify email address. Okay, so let's go to our email. They would have sent us a verification code. So AWS email verification, copy this, paste it here and verify. Your email address is verified. Now put the password. Okay. Put your password which you remember all the time. Always remember the username is root. Okay. What is the username root? So basically you will log in via root user on this console. Console means this web UI. Okay. And you can also put your email ID. Now your email ID is the root user or the root user is your email ID. You can identify both the things like this. Whenever you create a new account on AWS, you will be having a root user. What is a root user? It is similar to the administrator in Windows, which means the very top level hierarchy. Okay. So you set the password for root here. Okay. Which means for yourself and continue. So how are you going to use your plan? So it should be personal. Who should we contact about this account? So it should be us. Okay. Mention your Indian phone number. Okay. Mention your state, address. Okay. And then next file. After this, credit or debit card. Okay. So let me tell you a few things about this. So see, here you will mention your credit or debit card details. Credit or debit card details should be from the nationalized bank only. Do not use any bank that is under the nationalized bank. Under the nationalized bank means any scheduled bank or any non-cooperative or cooperative bank. Don't use that. Okay. RuPay card and all that card will not work here. Because whenever you mention the card details here, they are going to deduct 2 rupees, 2 Indian rupees from your account. And that is going to get deducted from America, which means a wire transfer from America is going to come to your account the moment you mention the details over here. And the problem of non-nationalized banks are that they do not enforce wire transfers. By default, the wire transfers, which means transactions coming out from another countries, are blocked by default. That is why it is going to fail. Okay. So always use nationalized bank card, debit or credit. If you don't have, borrow it from your family members, your relatives, your friends. Okay. But only use that, because if you do not do it, your account will go in a blocked status or on hold, and then you have to connect with the customer service. Well, that is a very simple thing to do, to connect with them and get that sorted. But then why to make an attempt to do that, right? Let's be clear from our end in the very beginning, because we are going to connect with them later somehow, but not now. Okay. So this is a small piece of a suggestion or an advice to everyone. Use only nationalized bank debits or credit card. Okay. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to freeze the screen for some time. Okay. And mention my details. Once this page goes off and I am able to see my next page, I will resume the share. Make sense? Everyone on the same page?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. As I've also mentioned before that if you guys have any questions or anything, you can let me know, and you can use the control panel to put your questions in there. And this is how we're going to proceed. Okay. People who already have an account, as I said, will have to create a new account again for this batch. Okay. All right. So you see, I mentioned my card details. The next page, it will ask me for an OTP, which I have received on my phone, so that the card details which I mentioned will try to be debited with 2 rupees. Okay. And then you submit. Once you submit, Amazon Pay will try to debit the amount. Once it is debited, we will move on to the next page automatically. Okay. I got a debit message here on the phone. So it's pretty quick. Sign up for AWS, confirm your identity, text message or voice call. Text message will be fine. So now I will verify my phone number. Okay. And then type the characters. Okay. You get a verification code on your phone now. Then you move on to the last page. Here you will select basic support free plan. Okay. We are not going for developer plan or business plan. That is for enterprise account. And this is the difference. Okay. The difference between free account and what is the difference between the paid account, you will come to know here. Okay. You should also go to this link and check, because we are here to learn, right? So compare the plans and learn, right? But anyways, select this plan where we are going to set up a free AWS account. Complete sign up. Once you come here, congratulations, which means you are done with creation of your account. So go to AWS management portal. Then they will ask you to sign in again because the registration page has been closed. Here you can select my role is Devops. So I'm not sure Devops is there. Select IT administrator interested in DevOps. Okay, submit. So that they will provide you the DevOps related stuff on your email and notifications. So sign in. What is the name of your user, your root user, and your email? Correct. So root user email ID. Here your email, and this will be your password. Done. You logged into your AWS console. This is known as AWS console, AWS dashboard, web UI. UI stands for user interface. We know that, right? So this is the graphical user interface for your AWS management portal. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's also try this thing. Let's say if I want to give you this link on the portal, which means I will go to here and then I will add an activity or resource. So I will add that in assignment. How to create a new AWS account. Okay. So like this, we can add our assignments also. Okay. In the future, in the near future, I will have to provide you with a lot of stuff, so I can do that. Actually, most of the things are on our bloggers page. Okay. The link which I have given you, these are publicly accessible, but right now these are public. I am going to put this into, here in the form of an assignment, in the form of PDF file, which you guys can come here and open. So we'll work on that because this is newly introduced and we will really have to work together on this. if we need to come across this. Okay. So yeah, that should be fine. All right, then. This will be your work, guys. You will create your new email ID, or if you have not created any AWS account before with your original email ID, then you will use your previous email ID, existing email ID, and create the AWS account like this. Once you've created this account, you will see your account name here. This is your account ID, the unique ID, and this is known as a region. We landed into Tokyo somehow, but I will suggest you to use this region, US West Oregon. Now, what is this? These are basically geographical locations. You know that AWS Cloud Platform is distributed amongst every part of the globe. Correct? I'm sure you're already aware of that. So how the user will differentiate that? Because I am now a user on Amazon Cloud Platform. So how can I use these services from cloud? So I can select any region. I can see I can select any region where I want to do my work. So what I'll do is I will select this region, US West Oregon, because somehow I like this region. Things are pretty fast here. Bandwidth is low. So very good. Bandwidth is high actually in form. It should be reciprocated. So this is a very good region where we can work. So basically what we have done is, out of this entire globe, let's assume that AWS has a data center all across the globe. So we have chosen American region, and under American region, we have chosen Oregon as our region. And every region, if I've selected Oregon as the region, every region will have 2 or more data centers in that. So if I have selected Oregon, which means I have at least 2 to 3 data centers in this region. So basically these 2, 3 data centers becomes our playground. I am going to play in these 2 to 3 data centers for my entire course, which contains DevOps, Linux, Windows, AWS cloud platforms, and everything what you guys are going to learn in this entire tenure. Makes sense, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes. So I can even start from here. We can go ahead and create a new virtual machine and do that. But basically, since it's an introductory session, we should come here and stop. Meanwhile, if you guys have any questions, you can ask me. Or from next week, we can directly go ahead and start, how to create a virtual machine, because from there, everything in technical will start. So I want you to be comfortable with your prerequisites. Okay. And then once you do that, we will actually jump into the technical aspects of this. Here till now, you will create your cloud infrastructure. Okay. And from there, we will use that. Okay. I would also like to share these pages. This is a roadmap to DevOps page. Ultimately, you guys will be following this page. So this page have got few links. How to create a free AWS account, how to create a GCP account. Now see, in my bloggers page, we have mentioned that we are going to learn, all these platforms, but we are not going to learn this in parallel, because then you will be confused big time. We are going to explore end to end on AWS. Later, when you become confident by yourself, you will actually by default start working on GCP, because you will feel anxious that, okay, now I can do a lot of things. Let's go and create an account on GCP and start working. You will do that. And I'm going to be a helper on that. I'm going to help you how I'll guide you wherever you're blocked, but you have to make an attempt to start learning on that on your own, because this is an extra material. You don't require knowledge on all the cloud platforms at once. If you're good enough with one, you're good enough to get a job. And we are doing this for a job, correct? But out of anxiety and out of curiosity, if you guys want to learn, I'm there to help you. Okay, but this should be an extra work which should come once you have completed the assignment. If you're not completing the assignment and then you're asking me questions on GCP, I will not answer to that. As simple as that. Okay, so basically, we are going to work on one particular thing at one time. And if you have completed that and you've got that much of spare time, then you will do that, or else do that entirely after the course, after 3 months. Okay, because then that will make more sense. Once you're done with one cloud, then you concentrate on another cloud. Simple. Okay. Somehow, if you just want to create a free account and keep, you can do that using the links. That's why I've given you. See, GCP and Azure, both of them, all three are there. Okay. I have also mentioned other few links which we will use next week. But if out of curiosity, if you want to just have a look at these links, how to create virtual machines on Amazon Cloud Platform, and that is Linux and Windows. I have given you Linux commands, networking commands, okay, and all these things we are going to do as a prerequisites, which means before starting the course, Devops, we are going to do all these things. And I'm pasting the link here on the chat box. So you guys are sure that what are we supposed to do, correct? So maybe I'll edit this. And put two links. So you will see there are two links here, correct? This is an assignment. So will this one allow submission form 15? Due date would be, you have to complete it till 20th of January, correct? 20th of January. I will not grade you for this activity, so that's fine. You can also put your feedbacks if any, okay? And there are many options here. We are not going to use everything, but whatever is required. Done. So what you guys can do is you can go and check your session today. You will find this, how to create a new AWS account. Under that, I've given you two links. You can take it from there, or you can take it from the control panel chat. Make sense, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Any questions till now? Any questions, guys?
No, sir.
Okay, so we'll do one thing. We'll just, create or learn one quick thing, and then we can start from next week. Now, see, you know that in this world of IT industry, we log into a server or our Windows laptop or a desktop with a username and password, correct? So basically, what is the logic there? It's an operating system, and you are logging into that with a username and password, correct? You consider the cloud platform also same like your Windows laptop or a desktop. You're logging on to this. Basically, this becomes your operating system. And what operating system is this? This is going to handle all the data centers in the world. So this becomes once and for all management console for you. Correct? You have created this account, which means you are the admin user. Correct? Yes. Now, if you are the admin user, root user, you will be able to do all the activities on this. You can create resources, delete resources. You can create it manually. You can create it with automation. You can create it from Terraform. You can do everything. But the standard practice is we should create a user and then ask that user to perform all the activities. Because let's say if you work in the organization tomorrow, these accounts will be managed by the higher authorities like, the CEO, the vice president, the billing, the finance team, correct? They will create the account for you, but are they the one who are going to work on your real-time projects? No, these will be your project managers, DevOps engineers, software engineers. So they create accounts for them and they further distribute the accounts to their lower environments, correct? So right now what we do is we create a account. How to do that? In IAM, that is known as Identity and Access Management. Okay. Here you get a page like this in that is known as IAM dashboard, identity and access management. First of all, on this page, you will see your own settings. Okay. Add MFA's multi-factor authentication. Now I want you guys to look into that by yourself. Add MFA. You know what is that, right? Multi-factor authentication, that you can log into your account only if you get an OTP on your phone. So try that. It is very easy to understand. Okay. This thing is your homework. Add MFA for root user. So let me add it over here. Okay. This is your assignment. Then you click on users. You want to create a user, correct? So add user. What is the name of the user? Maybe Radical? Yes. Select the AWS access type. So there are two types of access. First one is access key. That is known as programmatic access. What does it mean? That if you want to access this entire portal from the background, which means the AWS CLI or API, you have to give Radical user this access, tick this option. Now, let me tell you one thing. In the world of software application, this is the front end, correct? So how it looks like, this is one server where this front end is hosted. Now, when you click on this, this button, what will happen? That something will happen, correct? That instruction will go to the backend server. So basically, two items are there in this Amazon application. One is the front end, second is the backend. And if you save a value somewhere in the backend, this value will go in a database. So there are three items, three components of this entire application. This is the standard of application. You will every time have the front end, back end, and database. Same goes for your mobile app. Let's say you open a Google Drive on your Android phone. What happens? You open the app. So you click something here. Something goes at the background. Something happens. And on the Google Drive, you come up with another page. How is it happening? Is it a miracle? No, it's a technology. How does it work? When you touch something on the screen, it goes at the background. It processes something. And if it requires some execution from the database, it will connect to the database, it will fetch the value, and it will come here. This is the normal behavior of an application. And this is what we are going to this is what we are going to learn till the end of the course. Because this correlation between you as a user and the person who has created that software is going to always fall in line with you, because we are in the same industry, right? So we have to look at things from this way. So every application have two ways to connect it. The first is the user. This is the user. He is using the browser. This is known as AWS Management Console access. I'm using the management console like this. What is access key? There is another user who can directly send instruction to the backend via CLI. That is known as a programmatic access. So every application in today's world have got two types of accesses. One is for the end user who will use the management console and then do all the stuff, what is privileged to. And the other user is the admin user who have direct access to the backend, who can directly do a lot of things from the backdoor utility. Okay. So the person using this particular theme uses a REST API. Okay. That works on the HTTP. This is a protocol. And this guy uses the backdoor utility, which can be in any form. It can be a shell, it can be a CLI, it can also be an API. Correct? This is also a REST API. This can also work on a REST API. So here you have a lot of methods that we will discuss later. But this is the basics of that. Every application can give you access to it from the front end and back end. And here in Amazon, since you are the root user, it is asking you that whether to Radical you want access only for programmatic or both. So I want both, because I want Radical to work as an administrator. Now, how to do that? So let's first give him these two permissions, or yeah, and let the auto password be generated, and this guy will change it next time. Next is permission. Okay. Now this page is asking you, is this a new user? Do you want to copy the permissions from existing user, or this is altogether a new user and you are going to attach all the policies by yourself? So yes, attach existing policies directly. Okay. If I want to make this guy radical administrator, select this. This will give him full administrator access. Okay. Rest of the policies, we will look into that later with time, that you will come to know automatically. Okay. But this is the page how you can provide the people access. Let's say create a virtual machine. The name of the service in Amazon is EC2. Now, if you want to give him only EC2 access, come here and type only EC2. So you give him only EC2 related access. This is how things happen. Okay. So as I told you, once you are aware of services, you can do this thing on your own. It's very simple. Right now, I'm giving this guy full access. Okay. So next tags. Tags is not mandatory, but just in case if you feel like adding an additional identity, whenever you see these tags, this is known as an additional identity, which means you can search this resource in this entire cloud platform by this tag. So if I give this tag radical admin user, I can use this value to search this resource in the entire cloud platform. And I should always use a tag without the space. Okay. Next is to review. Okay. And create a user. Now, since I am a root administrator, I will get this page.
Sir,
Sir,
Screen is not visible.
Yeah.
Is it visible now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So since I am the root user, the moment I review the page, I will get this page. Now, what this page contains the link to your user. So you have to store the information like this somewhere. Okay. Right. Username is radical. Then this is your access key. For whom? For the radical user, correct? So come here and copy this link. I am user radical. Okay. URL to login, or you can say link to login. Then access key. Secret access key. Okay. Then password. So I will put the password below radical because this is related to the username. So radical is the username. This will be the password. If you are using the backend backdoor utility CLI, you will use access key and secret key and not the username and password. This is how AWS works. So that is why in order to create all the resources, we need to have all this information. Okay. So these are the prerequisites to use cloud. Once you get all this information, close it and send it to the person who is going to use it. Right. So I'm only going to use it in my case, right? So I'm going to log into this account. So let's assume now I am the user. The manager has sent me the details. So I'm going to use this link. And this link will automatically select the account ID and it will ask me for my IAM username. So what is my IAM username? Radical, correct? So radical. Password, the password which is given. It will immediately ask me for a new password because as per the terms, we have selected their option that first time login, change password. So old password, put New password put. Confirm change password. Done. Okay. Now this guy has become the administrator of your AWS account, and I will recommend that we will be using only this account to configure all our resources so that we learn the proper method of the standards of the industry. Okay. So we will stop here. I think you will create your account and create a user like this, and then we can go ahead fruitfully next week. Okay. And this is how you will maintain all the informations. Okay. Because any of the information is misplaced, then you'll have to search it all over again, or maybe you'll have to create all your resources again. That is not going to look good. It will take time. So please avoid all the discrepancies. Create things like this, what I'm doing, because this is the standard way how the DevOps should work. Everything should be documented. And I use Notepad++ to do that, because the moment I open this once, everything opens for me, all the pages automatically. So this is a one-stop solution. You're carrying a notebook with you, right? So please make a note of everything like this. This is going to help you to learn another skill set, which is managing the documentation. Okay. So we are learning everything end to end. Make sense, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And this user is global. Okay. When you create a user, you not only create it for Oregon, you create it for the entire AWS platform, which means across the globe. Okay, this user can handle all the geographical locations by itself. We've created a resource user for all the regions. Out of all the regions, I have chosen Oregon for my DevOps work. I hope everything is understood till here. We'll continue next week. Okay, make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. So get familiar with the LMS portal from Radical. If you guys have any questions on that, directly connect with your counselors. For that, you no need to connect with me. Okay. I am not the in charge for LMS. These people
Yes,
are.
sure, sir.
Yes. So get familiar with that. Look at the assignments. Look if you're able to, look at my bloggers page from there. And then if you now see, we are directly going to meet on Saturday, which means these 5 days we will not be in touch. So that is why I have shown you that, discuss the topic option on the Amazon cloud. One second. Let me share the screen again. Okay. Discuss your doubts. Okay. Come here. After the session also, you will be able to do that. Add a discussion topic and put your content here. Okay. And if you see that I am not answering here, which means I am not looked here, I am not able to understand if you have posted anything. I've also asked Radical to add a new feature that the moment you get a new topic on anybody's class, that trainer should get a notification on the email. So we are working on that. Till now, it's not done. So meanwhile, what you guys didn't do, if you guys have got any questions, you post, the screenshots. There is all the options. Post screenshots of the errors. Let's say if I am not able to do something, let's say if I am working on a Linux shell like this, and this command is not working. Okay, so I will quickly take a screenshot like this, download this sniper tool on the Windows, it's free tool. I will take a screenshot like this, correct? And I will, for example, if I want to highlight something, I will highlight it like this. I will say Control C and Control P. You paste the screenshot here. And if you also want to write a content, write it that I am not able to log in. Okay. Example error for students. Okay. Then Post to forum. Okay, here it is telling Amir Sheikh will be informed of new posts. So let me see how am I informed. If that is there, that is very good. So this is how you can add, guys, under our class. Everyone can add their own, right? So I will come and then answer to them one by one. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is a
Yes.
very professional way of learning, actually. Love this one. I'm going to add few more things into this features, but that will happen with time, gradually, correct? Not overnight. So let's start working on this. So let's get familiar with this tool. Okay. I will suggest key this week you do this thing only. Get familiar with this tool, create your AWS account and create a IAM user. That's it. That's all for you. And then we'll continue next week. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. All right then, guys. Thank you so much for your time and patience. Really appreciate your time, guys. See you then next week. Bye.